Early morning in Newham in London, and 3 council officers are knocking on, though not kicking in, doors. But it's not a courtesy call. Since February, the council have been enforcing the licensing of rented properties. The borough is full of ordinary houses, some of which have extraordinary numbers of occupants, where each room is illegally rented as a flat, whilst officially rented as a whole house to one family. At first there's little luck, but after a while someone opens up and we're all allowed in.
Actually, when we first arrived at this property, despite some pretty furious knocking, and no one replied, and the entire group moved on down the street. I just so happened to notice when I looked back, as people were sort of peeking out the window, that the window had moved, window like this, and some of the occupants had peeked out to see what was going on. So actually we all came back, and now we're in here. It's quite clear that this isn't being rented by just one family.
Now we've come into the property and come up to the top floor, we've got hasp and staple locks on the outsides of the doors, so that indicates to us that although the lady is saying they're one family and they're living here, she's got some friends staying, you wouldn't normally have locks on doors, so we need to investigate a little bit further.
Police are in attendance on these regular raids, and whilst many occupants paying surprisingly high rents are here perfectly legitimately, often, as in this case, the lady who opened the door turns out to have long overstayed her visa. She's taken away. But for the legitimate residents, why target them? Why not raid the landlords?
Well, we need to gather the evidence first of all to show that the property is rented. So this is initially what we're doing. We're gathering our evidence, we're getting statements from people, we're gathering our own intelligence as well. We're making our own notes and taking our own photographs, and then we will go after the landlord.
So far, 110 cases have been brought against criminal landlords, and the evidence gathering goes on. A different door, but the same story.
So we got access to another one, and well, you know,
just be careful of the stair carpet.
The condition of it is really not as good as the last one, and the last one wasn't great.
The state of the house and kitchen is simply astonishing in comparison to the rents charged, just as it is in the next property.
So this is another one they think may have multiple occupancy, being unlicensed. I can't help feeling a little bit sorry for the people.
The landlord here is making up to $50,000 a year from multiple rental on a property unlicensed, unsafe and unpleasant for such use. These marks, squashed bed bugs.
In my pillow, either in my hand, in my ear, in my eye.
15 last night?
Yeah.
There's no surprise landlords accuse Newham of trying to make cash out of licences, having little or no impact, or just being a thin cover for border agency checks. But it's clear, for now, the raids will go on.